Hello traders, I have a quick video for you today. We're going to start with Apple. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just, this content is for educational purposes. Well, Apple is looking, quite strong. We had a nice reaction on the 200 SMA back at 218. So we were close enough to the 200 SMA and, we had a nice move here towards the end of January. We pulled back and now we're moving back up again. Now we have this level of resistance at 245, which is pretty strong, but I think that if we have a continuation or or break this level of resistance, we're probably gonna get into this area at 250 sometime next week. Now we can also have a rejection here at 244 or 245 and then come back into this area. One thing that I like about this whole setup right here is that you have very little liquidity. MACD is still under or right on the zero line. The Williams indicator is also pointing up and still might have more room to continue going up. This is a very sensitive indicator, and the RSI is not overbought or anything like that, and it's pointing up. So, it seems like Apple is probably going to continue going to the upside. I think there's going to be an announcement on the 19th, I believe, but I'm really not holding my breath for any announcements for new products coming from Apple at this point. But I think everything considered, a lot of the market are still see Apple as a safe haven for investing, or or as an equity that the market want to hold. Anyways, this level right here, 245, as resistance is has to be broken, and if it does, I think we're gonna go very quickly into 250, and if we get rejected, we might come back towards 234 to 237, I believe, and then 237, and then maybe continue going to the upside. As far as the candles go, you're still on top of this anchor VWAP, and you are obviously the 21 EMA is crossing the 30 SMA. This is not looking bad at all. I think this definitely has more room for a continuation. Let's move on and take a look at Amazon. And Amazon, let's take a look at Amazon. And I'm kind of torn on this. Technically speaking, this doesn't look too promising, but I do think that once Amazon gets momentum to the upside, we're probably gonna have a nice move to towards new all-time highs. But for now, it looks like it's actually moving down into this trend line right here. And if that is the case, you're going to meet the trend line somewhere on the neighborhood of 220 or so. Hopefully we don't get to that point, but you are right under this volume shelf. So you have less liquidity going down into 220 or 215. MACD and the Williams indicator are also not looking too good. The MACD is definitely not looking too good. In the histogram is showing you how that the divergence is growing. So and the RSI is also looking a little bit bearish. We'll see what kind of action we get next week, but I mean, the fact that we are right under the 30 SMA, which is in this line right here, is indicating that we might actually have a continuation to the downside on Amazon. If you actually take a look at how Amazon has been trading, especially last week, it wasn't the best chart, to be honest. I think I did trade Amazon on Thursday on one of these moves. Either was, I think it was Thursday. It was this move right here, and then so it's been not that difficult, I guess, to day trade, but as far as doing any short-term swings, it's kind of a little bit difficult. But I think that once this starts catching momentum again, we're gonna have a nice move to the upside. But for now, if you're waiting for a move to the upside, I would wait a little bit. I would try to see how the chart is developing, and then after that make a decision. But for now, it looks bearish. It looks like it's going to probably continue going to the downside, and I think for now my price target, my bearish price target is somewhere around 222 and 220, and worst case scenario you come down towards 216, and that would be actually a good opportunity, I guess, to get in. Okay, let's move on and take a look at, where is this name? I just want to look and share, if I can find it, Clover. So let's talk about Clover. I've been mentioning Clover for a while. I started following Clover again back in, I think, July of last year, after we saw this move coming from May. April or May, and then I like how it's moving, and I like that the fact that not a lot of people, or basically nobody, is talking about Clover. If some of you remember, Clover was one of those SPACs that turned into a meme coin, not meme coin, a meme stock, and it had a very nice rally, but after that, there was nothing to support that move. But it looks like the move that we are seeing now, especially since May of last year, is backed by the good actions and the good management that this company is having. So one of the things that I really like about Clover right now is that it's moving slowly to the upside without a lot of attention from the market, and it's doing its own thing. It has these moments of consolidation, but it keeps moving up slowly, and I really like that. I would love to see this going into 5, and I think that once you get into this area right here where you have this gap, you might actually have a nice continuation to the upside, but it's still a little bit, I guess, too soon in my opinion. But I just like the fact that it's respecting levels of support and resistance. Here you are in range and it's not moving very violently. These moves that you see to the upside are very consistent, and then you see, a little bit of a retrace, and then it continues moving up. So for now, I think that Clover is looking pretty decent. I'm very happy to see this. For some reason, I don't even have a position on Clover, but for some reason, I feel happy to see this company being managed the way it should be. And I think there is a lot of potential in the healthcare industry, especially in the next couple of years. I think the healthcare is going to be one of those sectors in which you definitely want to pay some attention. Anyways, you're on top of that 21 EMA, which is this line right here. And then you still, well, I'm not too worried about the 30 SMA in this case. You're well over this level of support at 430. You're right under this anchor VWAP. And for now, it's not looking bad at all. MACD looks a little bit bearish, but I'm not too worried about it. And yeah, and the RSI is also pointing down. But I think that if we come down towards 430, that would be fine. You might actually come back to the upside, because you're basically going to be hitting, if you do, the 330 level. At the same time, you're hitting the 21 EMA. Now, if you break 430, yeah, you can go down again towards 390. But at least for now, let's just focus on this level of support, which is right at 430. Again, Clover is one of those names that I visit every now and then, and I just really like, when you zoom out, the fact that it's moving the way it does. There is a level of consistency, and now you can see that it's slowing down. It's between this range of 481 or 480 and this level right here at $3. So we'll see how this develops. I like the fact that we are maintaining these levels right here, and we'll see what we get on earnings. So earnings are on next month, so in 3 weeks. We'll see what we get. I just wanted to point that out. Let's go down and take a look at other mega cap, and that is Google. So let me take a quick note right here. Google is one of those names. I did buy some September calls actually on Google. I'm probably I'm not gonna sell them yet, but I'm not planning to hold them for too long. But I like how this is setting up. I like the fact that the MACD is not curling yet, but the divergence, as you can see in the histogram, is getting smaller, and that is a good sign so far. What you see in the Williams percentage ratio here, you also see that you're going, I'll show you here. So you have minus 92.8, you went 83.5, and then, or 83.05, and now you're 87. So you're starting to move up now on this indicator, which, by the way, as I mentioned, is very sensitive. RSI is pointing down, which is fine. I just like the fact that you came down very, very drastically from all-time highs, went down to 183, and I think I got I started building a position on this red candle right here, and then I think I bought some more last week. I definitely bought some more last week, but I don't recall which day. And anyways, you got to this level of support at 184, and now it seems like you're catching a little bit of momentum to the upside. Now we'll see how things go next week. I think at this point, with how sensitive the market is to headlines, sometimes I feel like you have to take it day by day, but this is not looking bad at all. So we'll see what we get with Google. Again, your level of support is 184, and then you have your level of resistance. Well, you have to go over the anchor VWAP, you have the 21 EMA, and then you have this level of resistance here. But just keep an eye on how this is moving. And again, I like the fact that the MACD is starting, to change direction slowly. So I like that on Google. Now let's move on to another name that has been quite popular on X, and that is Grab. And to be honest, there's a couple of things that are interesting here. The first one is, there's a lot of buzz about it, but technically speaking, you have the MACD moving very nicely to the upside. You have this setup right here. I didn't put any, I don't believe I did put any levels here yet, but I want to show you something really quickly. On the weekly, this is a 200 SMA. This is not a trend line, it's a 200 SMA, which looks like a trend line. And then you have the EMA, the 21 EMA. So it looks like it's forming a pattern just with the indicators. You don't even have to put a trend line on this thing. So this is looking very, very nice. I really like the fact that we're getting to this kind of compression right here. And we might have a nice move, especially in pre-market, for this name right here. But don't be surprised, and this actually might actually dump once the market opens. So be very, very careful with that. I don't think I'm going to trade this unless it's a very obvious setup, but I do think that we might have some nice reaction tomorrow. And then after that, maybe you can find a good reason why you want to get into this name, besides the fact that everybody else is talking about. I just wanted to mention this name because I find quite interesting that you have the 200 SMA on the weekly chart and the 21 EMA, just having this type of formation right here. That is, in my opinion, quite interesting. And I think if you break, you're going to move. There's going to be momentum coming in. So, but I guess my suggestion is, be very cautious on how you actually position yourself, and don't trade because just for the sake of trading. It could turn into something very volatile to the upside and to the downside. So be very careful on how that is going to develop. It's just an interesting setup, in my opinion. Now let's take a look at Reddit. And I did day trade Reddit last week. And I think that was on Thursday. Let's go to the 5-minute. And I did trade this move right here. And then I got out somewhere here on the top, and then I was like, you know what? I just don't want to touch it. And it just started going down, and then, it had a continuation to the downside. I guess my point on Reddit, I did call Reddit on prior videos when we were back here, and that was in the beginning of January. And it was because we were right on this indicator right here, that the green line, the 30 SMA, and then we moved, breaking this level of resistance, and this was a very nice move. So I did catch part of this move. I did have calls, and then I sold them. Obviously, I got out, and I think that now you definitely have momentum to go at least towards this level of support, which is 180, 181. And if you break that, you're going to find more resistance here, since you have more liquidity, as you can see in this range. You start forming more liquidity here. So you have liquidity here, definitely. MACD is not looking good at all. The RSI is also not looking good. So you might actually come down at least to this level at 181. And if you break, you're probably going to move slowly because of the liquidity that you're finding here towards 180 or 160. You might actually end up getting in range again, and there might be another opportunity here. But for now, you just have to let this name play out and see how it works. Keep an eye on that 30 SMA. Keep an eye on this level of support, 181. And then if you break both of these with momentum, you're going straight into 160. Now let's finish the video with Snow. And another name that has been mentioned quite often on X, and I guess with good reasons. I personally like to see stocks more on the technical level than on the fundamental level. The argument for Snow is more fundamental than technical at this point, but I like the fact that you're breaking this level of resistance at 187, yeah, give or take, and yeah, 187. I just wanted to make sure. And you know, my concern was that you probably had a double top right here. But no, it actually broke. Now you're sitting right on this level of support, and see how we behave tomorrow. But I think if there's momentum tomorrow, you're gonna jump into this gap and have a very nice week on Snow. There's low liquidity here as well, so this is a good thing. Anyways, my friends, this is all I have for today. Just a quick video. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and like the videos. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.